speaking about nutrition and specifically nutrients, as you mentioned that how we need to distribute the macronutrients, also to ensure that we also have the micronutrients. Which specific nutrients have you seen is like the most missing component in patients? Have you observed any one or two nutrients?
So these days, I think everybody is very low on vitamin D. That is very obvious these days because we do not step out in the sun as much, and barely people go out for walks out in the sun or in the morning. I only see people like our parents of our age. They are the only ones stepping out in the morning for walks. But you and I probably would go hit the gym, run on a treadmill, and we avoid going out in the sun because of this, everybody's scared of a suntan or whatever reason. But vitamin D is definitely deficient in the patients. And I have also seen potassium. I feel because our diets these days are so high in sodium, potassium really needs to be rich. Our body needs to have rich sources of potassium to consume. Also, another reason I feel potassium is essential because, sodium and potassium work in harmony. And how potassium is important is it's really great for muscles. It really eases the muscle contraction. It is great for the heart patients because it makes sure that your heart is beating in the right rhythm. Sodium, on the other hand, works in a completely opposite direction. So when both of these come together, it is when the exchange of ions within the cell work better. But because of high sodium diet these days, the significance of potassium or the intake of potassium is like barely nothing. So I think potassium is really important, which people need to think of, while consuming the diet. They need to make sure they have it, and vitamin D. But for women, I feel iron deficiency is major these days, and folic acid. And that's why a lot of women have PCOS, PCOD, and infertility issues. It's all because of, the diet lifestyle changes and not consuming enough iron from the natural sources. Yeah. So I think vitamin D, potassium what I have learned from the patients and over the years, and for women, iron.
And potassium, what you are saying from potassium is that it should be in harmony with sodium, right? It shouldn't be like sodium is way high and potassium very low, and then you have a set of problems.
Yeah, if sodium is too high and potassium is really low, then it causes a lot of havoc to the body. Muscles, your nervous health, your cardiovascular health, all goes for a toss. Because what sodium is going to do is going to constrict the muscles, constrict the blood flow. It is so, for the right exchange of sodium and potassium. See, sodium is essential for the neural signaling, for the neurons to give the signal to the brain that, hey, this is happening right now and you need to react in this way right now. But agar aapka sodium or potassium disbalance ho jata hai, so that's when, a lot of that muscle constriction or, that nerve impairment, those things start to happen. So potassium and sodium need to have a good balance in your diet. So I'm emphasizing more on potassium because sodium, though, we get from multiple sources. You eat a bag of chips, your sodium for 2 days or 3 days is, done. It has that much sodium. But to make sure that potassium is there in your diet so that your muscles are functioning properly, you're getting the right oxygen in the body, your nervous health is, in a proper form, in a proper shape. So potassium is really important.
So now